In the headlines, Dominica doubles its investment in the developing banana industry. The family of a 27-year-old Dominican killed in Anguilla demanding justice. And Dominica's young business people have been commended for transforming entrepreneurship in the country. I am Andrea Louis with the Channel 5 News, back with the details after this.
Here are some tips to reduce mosquito presence in and around your home. Keep water storage containers properly covered. Remove containers that can collect water from your surroundings. Keep garbage bins tightly covered. Pick up your litter and remove all tires from your yard. Keep gutters free of leaves and twigs to prevent stagnant water. Prevent Zika, Dengue, and Chikungunya. Fight the bite. This is a public service announcement from the Dominica Red Cross.
This message is supported by Flow.
Thank you for staying with us. First up, the 2018-2019 budget allocated for the banana industry has almost doubled through an agreement with an international partner. Julian Morris has that story.
According to Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Agriculture Reginald Austri, government allocated just under $2 million in the 2018-2019 budget for the banana subsector. However, through support from an internationally established institution, the funds have now been doubled to invest in further developing the industry.
In this year's budget, we budgeted some $1.9 million for the development and restoration of that sector. And added to that 1.9, we've also been going to receive some $715,000 for the commercial farmers, 50 commercial farmers, and another $325,000 for some 50 semi-commercial farmers. And that is World Bank funds, but we can now add that to our $1.9 million in our PSIP, which will take us somewhere to $2.9 or $3 million.
In the past few years, close to $4 million has been injected into various elements of the banana industry.
Over the last 5 years, this government has invested over $3.8 million in the sector. This has been used mainly for the payment of the field monitoring officers. That's the Black Zika Togo monitoring officers. They have to be paid from that. We have been doing a lot of purchase of fertilizers and other inputs. We have been recommenced the building of farm sheds, and we have also been purchasing tissue culture plants. I think we have about 10,000 tissue culture plants which are on their way, which have to be paid for from overseas. And that is distributed to the farmers for free. And all this is part of the government's investment in the sector and in the industry.
Government's investment in the growing banana sector has also been greatly assisted by the Banana Accompanying Measures BAM program.
Now this is also complemented by the BAM, which measured some 15 million euros, which equates to about 45 million EC dollars. Out of that, an amount of 3.5 million was spent on the Black Zika Togo spraying and monitoring activities, and a further 21 million was allocated towards the construction and improvement to our feeder routes.
In other top stories, the family of a 27-year-old Kenny Mitchell are working on getting his body sent to Dominica from Anguilla for a funeral and burial. Here again is Julian Morris.
44-year-old investment banker from Connecticut Gavin Scott Hapgood is charged with manslaughter after Kenny, a hotel staff worker, died from blunt force trauma and asphyxia. This reportedly happened during an altercation in which the suspect claims he was being robbed. Hapgood allegedly told police Mitchell pulled a knife on him and tried to rob him in his room, and a fight ensued in which the suspect acted in self-defense. Mitchell's causes of death were ruled to be prone restraint, positional asphyxia, and blunt force trauma to the head, neck, and torso. Hapgood was originally denied bail, but a judge released him on $74,000. He is believed to be back in the U.S., but must return to Anguilla by August 22. Kenny's uncle Victor Mitchell of Midnight Groovers told Channel 5 News on Tuesday the family wants justice. Kenny lives behind a 1-year-old baby and his wife.
My brother is the one who built the resorts and those places in Anguilla. He's been there for years.
That's Kenny's father.
Yes, Kenny's father. Kenny worked with his father as well as Kimon. They worked with the father up there. They were in Dominica. He went to high school. After high school, they were in Dominica, and the employment, you know how the employment is somewhere down there. It's like, so they decided to move on. The father decided to take them across. So they went up, and they were living a normal life up there. Normal, when I mean normal, that everybody knows those people there. They give them full respect. In other words, the whole Anguillan people are behind the support of the Mitchell family up there and down here. They mourn with us. They want to demonstrate on our behalf, on the behalf of that same boy. So this boy, everybody know him to be a cool guy, not nobody I would gonna rob.
You said some aspects of this thing makes no sense to you.
It don't make no sense. It's not adding up. Nothing they saying about this man and this death, it's just not adding up. This man should not get away. One thing I'm saying, whether if this man will come back to Anguilla to clear up his matter. Who knows?
Of concern to you.
It's of concern to me.
Victor questions the wisdom of letting the accused, an American citizen, go back to the U.S.
What the man did and what they allowed to happen in Anguilla is very wrong. If it was in Dominica, so many things would have been said. Even in America, if it's done in America, so many things would be done. I cannot allow that to remain silent. We need justice for Kenny. The mother only landed in Anguilla today, this morning. Actually, no, yesterday morning, or yesterday afternoon, which is Monday. And it was a holiday, she couldn't do much. But she messaged me this morning, she reached safe, and she's looking forward to get a few information.
It must be tough for her.
Very tough.
Any mother.
And the father is up there, lives in Anguilla. He hardly speak to me because he cannot take it. He cannot.
So you all have not spoken, you and the father since?
We've been speaking, but, you know, he's still in shock. He cannot believe his son is dead.
What about Kenny's other siblings, his brothers?
They are on the same, they are up in Anguilla, and they have the same, everybody under the same umbrella, same condition. You know what I'm saying? Everybody mourning of his death and saying, how comes Kenny? How comes? Kenny was like a saint, you know. I can tell you. This boy, he was like a saint. So what the mother actually goes up there for, to prepare to get the body down here in Dominica, so we can have him buried here. We're expecting to have a plane chartered the body here, so that we can have the funeral done here.
On to police news now. Some commuters slowed down while others stopped alongside Woodbridge Bay near the Coast Guard base on Tuesday as the Marine unit brought in a body fished out of the sea. So far, there is no word from law enforcement officials as to the identity, gender, or nationality of the body fished out of the sea. Shortly upon arrival at the Coast Guard base, the body was transferred onto a vehicle owned by Lyndhurst Funeral Home and taken to the hospital. No word from police on where exactly along Dominica's coast the body was recovered and the circumstances which led to the death. Meantime, police reported on Monday that they received information from the Maritime Rescue Coordinating Center, MRCC, in Martinique about a vessel in distress in the northeast of the island. That information was received on Saturday evening. Police say a search was conducted that night by the Dominica Marine Unit with air support provided by the MRCC. Police reported that nothing was seen. Davy Rodney, who is believed to have been on the vessel, was found on Marigot Bay at noon on Sunday. The Coast Guard has also been searching for a young man from Woodford Hill who was reported missing. Anthony Robin went fishing on Saturday and had not returned. The search continued on Sunday and Monday with no sighting. Investigations are continuing. Dominica's youth have been highly commended for changing the entrepreneurial landscape in the country. Coordinator of the Dominica Youth Business Trust, Carrie-Ann Remy Timothy, says over the years the commercial sector in Dominica has been slowly but surely shifting in a new direction. While a lot of emphasis has been placed on agriculture and agro-processing, Remy Timothy says young entrepreneurs are changing their outlook on local businesses.
We have a few entrepreneurs who are into the like we said, technology, into IT. So we see those who are into photography and videography, and those who are even developing apps. So we have seen that within our landscape. We have seen the entrepreneurs who have taken on a new look at services. So we see the rent-a-car businesses being established for our young entrepreneurs, yes. The mobile masseuse and the mobile nail technicians and stuff like that.
The DYBT coordinator says, though a challenging period, young entrepreneurs have taken advantage of the new opportunities created for them after the passage of Hurricane Maria.
Those in the agriculture sector, we saw their plants and their crops being damaged, and we know how hard it is for some of them to get back on their feet. But there are quite a few who have bounced back with a vibrancy that makes the entrepreneurial landscape in Dominica, like we can say, with new fire and new zeal, and they've seen new opportunities. Some of them, the business that they had got damaged, but they have started a whole new business, a whole different business. We had a couple of young persons who had one particular business providing a service, and after the passage of Hurricane Maria, they started a whole new business that was totally different from the one that got damaged. So they have seen new opportunities, and they have seen the new horizons, and they are taking opportunity, the advantage of that.
You are watching the Channel 5 News. Stay tuned for more after the break.
If you're HIV positive or have an STI, having unprotected sex with multiple partners puts them in grave danger. You'll expose every partner and their present and future partners to HIV or another STI. Use a condom every time you have sex. You can live a productive life even if diagnosed with HIV. Remember, early detection is key to your survival. Be responsible, protect yourself and others. Help stop the spread of HIV and other STIs.
Welcome back. Officials of the Dominica Meteorological Service are advising Dominicans to make adequate preparations with the information provided. The call comes from Meteorological Assistant and Forecaster with the Dominica Meteorological Service, DMS, Viola Pascal. Pascal reminded the public that meteorology is not an exact science. However, it is better to act accordingly on the information which is disseminated by the Met Office.
People will always need more information, but one thing that we always say to people, the information, meteorology on a whole, is a field that everything is not certain, but it is better to use information that we give you to make some form of preparation. And, you know, just do not say that the information that we give you is not correct or is not enough. It is better to have something than nothing at all. And so if you're not certain about what preparations to make, you are always free to call the Met Service to get more information.
As the 2019 hurricane season approaches, Pascal is urging Dominicans to keep up to date with weather information.
Again, just always stay abreast of the weather situation, both in the hurricane season, outside of the hurricane season. Do not say it sounds the same every day. If you do not listen, you will not know when it has changed. So always take the time out to get your weather information.
The hurricane season runs from 1st June to 30th November each year. So far, forecasters have predicted a slightly below average 2019 hurricane season with a total of 13 named storms, 5 hurricanes and 2 major hurricanes. And will Dr. Sam Christian ever consider being involved in active politics in the future? That was a question posed to him in a recent interview. Dr. Christian is currently undergoing therapy as part of his recovery since his life-threatening hip fracture in December last year. That injury necessitated him being airlifted to Martinique for critical specialist care. He says the first order of business right now is a full recovery.
It was a tremendous experience for me, serving my own people. And there's nothing that compares with that. So as far as, serving eventually in Parliament, we will see how that happens. All I know is that my family and my loved ones are very insistent that I take the time to focus on my recovery and not to jump right back into the stress of everything. But the people of Point Michel, whom I had the honor of working with, as Soufriere Scott said, after Hurricane Maria, I think I feel a lot of love. I feel a lot of love there. And, I would not be surprised if I reciprocate. But that decision will have to be made at some point in time. If there's another candidate who can better fulfill the job, then I will certainly support them. Other than that, I'll continue to do my best for the people of Point Michel, Soufriere, Galion, and Scott said.
Here are some tips to reduce mosquito presence in and around your home. Keep water storage containers properly covered. Remove containers that can collect water from your surroundings. Keep garbage bins tightly covered. Pick up your litter and remove all tires from your yard. Keep gutters free of leaves and twigs to prevent stagnant water. Prevent Zika, Dengue, and Chikungunya. Fight the bite. This is a public service announcement from the Dominica Red Cross.
This message is supported by Flow.
To end the news, the headlines again. Dominica doubles its investment in the developing banana industry. The family of a 27-year-old Dominican killed in Anguilla demanding justice. And Dominica's young business people being commended for transforming entrepreneurship in the country. Feel free to contact us at news@marpin2k4.com. You can also access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire production team, I am Andrea Louis, and to all of our viewers around the world, thank you so much for watching. Join us tomorrow.